Ghost Town, and you're watching EJ Scanlan.
On YouTube!
I'm here at Rock City in Nottingham, where Ghost Town will be supporting several bands tonight. And I think it is special permission to interview them. So, let's do this. Ghost Town are an American electronic rock band from LA, California. The band were formed on September 4th, 2012, and in 2013 was signed by American record label Fueled by Raymond, which have signed acts such as Panic! At the Disco, 21 Pilots and Paramore. The band have 3 members. Kevin McCullough, also known as Ghost, provides the lead vocals for the band. Alix Koocharki, also known as Monster, provides the guitars and backing vocals. And Manny Dominick, also known as Manny the drummer, provides percussion and, you guessed it, the drums. The band, however, weren't originally a trio, as when the band formed in 2012, Pearce provided the keyboards, synthesizers and samples. He left the band last year in 2015, however, due to health reasons. The band have released 3 studio albums: Party in the Graveyard in 2013, The After Party in 2014, and Evolution in 2015. But the main question I want to find out is, what do the fans think? So we're here with Lauren, who is a big fan of Ghost Town. You've seen tonight, aren't you? Yeah. Yeah, you excited?
Scared as well.
Scared, like lots of nerves.
Yep.
Yeah. So I want to ask, like, what made you like Ghost Town in the first place?
I'm not like the new song Sparks really makes it.
Yeah, it's like, what is it about Ghost Town that makes you really like it?
Just like how their music is just amazing. I love like the punk era.
Yeah, it's very good. So you're excited to see them tonight as well. So Lauren was clearly impressed, but what about the critics? Renowned for Sound gave their 3rd studio album, Evolution, 4 stars out of a possible 5. So now you know all that, let's crack on with the interview. Okay, so guys, this is my interview with Ghost Town. So this is a band that have signed like 3 years ago that you guys were signed?
Yeah, just about 3 years ago.
Yeah, about 3 years ago by Fueled by Raymond. They formed 4 years ago, and they've released 3 studio albums, and they have nicknames such as Ghost, Monster, and Manny the drummer. Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Hollywood, California, I give you Ghost Town. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming out.
Like, sure, yeah. Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, and congratulations on Evolution as well. It's a big thing, big thing.
Thanks.
Okay, so I want to go back. So before we actually go to Evolution, I want to go back into the past. So Kevin and Alix, so you guys actually knew each other quite a bit, and then you drifted apart quite a bit. And Manny, you actually worked as the musical director for Tristan McCoy as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously all very different. So how did you guys all come together, and what was it that made you form?
Well, pretty much we had all been living in LA for well over, like Manny, 10 years plus. I was coming up on 5 years, Alix was coming up on 5 years. We'd all been in LA for years. And same with Evan. Evan was out there for a long time too. And then basically Alix and I rekindled, and I wanted to start a band. We started writing songs together. We met up with Evan. Evan had been friends with Manny for a while.
Yeah.
And once we all got into the same room, things just clicked for us. It was just like we started talking about things we wanted to do, and we were all on the same page. And from that moment on, it was like, let's do this thing. Let's, you know.
Okay. And I think every single person wants to know this, including myself. Right? There we go.
Lock the door.
Yeah.
You trapped with us.
Yeah, oh God. Yeah, I want to ask, so I think every single person wants to know is, how did you come up with the iconic name of Ghost Town?
Well, it's actually, it's not as significant of a way we came up with it than you might think. but it's still very significant to us because it means so much to us. It resonates with us so much. Basically, we wrote like 2 or 3 songs first, and based off of the vibe of those songs, we were searching for names, and someone said Ghost Town, and it was just like, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Stop the search.
Yeah.
And we looked up if any bands were using it, and nothing like crazy relevant, like nothing, no one was using it. This is before the Adam Lambert song, this is before the Madonna song, okay? Let's just be clear about that.
Yeah.
Adam, Madonna, if you see this, it was before you guys, I'm sorry.
Oh wait, was it before Madonna?
Before her song.
Yeah. Wasn't that on the Rebel Heart album?
Yeah, it was on the one.
Yeah, so that's last year, so.
No, but anyway, so yeah, before all that, and we got the rights to the name, and that was that.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
I want to ask you guys all together, so I want an individual answer for each of you because it's so different. I want to know, essentially, what age you discovered that music was what you wanted to do, and essentially, why you wanted that. How did you discover, why did you want it in the first place?
Right.
Well, I came from a musical background. My family plays. My mom plays the piano.
Yeah.
My uncles play instruments. My grandma still plays the piano. And I got my first drumstick bag at 4 to hold my sticks.
Yeah.
So I don't know what age I started playing, but I just never stopped, and it was something that I was doing and didn't know what I was doing, but I never wanted to do anything else. I mean, I played football and shit, but other than that, I didn't want to do anything else but play drums.
Yeah.
So, that was it. And with my family just being into music, I felt like I had no choice, and I just loved it. I like played at church and stuff, and
yeah, definitely. Kevin, what about you?
My dad is a musician, so I always grew up around it. Played guitar and sang. Had his own band when he was our age, and so I was always kind of around it. And I don't know. I remember my dad tried to get every one of my siblings to learn how to play guitar, and he would buy them a guitar and I want to teach you this, and I want you to learn. And then he didn't try with me, and I was like, yo, what the hell?
Yeah.
You got to teach me how to do this. And so that, it was cool because I genuinely wanted to learn how to play guitar, and I started when I was 11. And I remember I started a band when I was 12, and all they wanted to do was mess around and play cover songs, and I was like, guys, we need to write our own songs. And then I went solo when I was 13.
I remember that MySpace page.
No, but basically I just started writing my own songs, and then it just, it's taken me this long to find people who are on the same page, and I'm glad I stuck it out. So
yeah, fantastic. And Alix?
Yes, same for me. My dad is never played an instrument, but he loves music. So I wake up on the weekends to my dad just blaring music in the living room. You know what time it is? 9 in the morning, just blaring whatever music. And I remember going over to my uncle's house, my dad's brother. He always had guitars around, and I was like, please teach me how to play guitar. Please, begging, literally every time I go over to beg him to teach me. Yeah. By the time I was 12 years old, I got my first guitar, and I never put it down since. Yeah. That was the first thing. Once you get a guitar, you make a band.
Yeah.
Make a band. Yeah. You start a band with your best friends, and then just like Kevin said, you growing up, you meet different people, different mindsets and different pages. But just so happened with Ghost Town, we're all on the same page, and we're all here to do something with music, and we have something to say. So
yeah. Oh, thank you for that. So let's talk about the music themselves. As in, I would say, based on my knowledge of music, that for your music is so different, it's so unique, and I've never heard anything like it. Why did you Why exactly did you decide to go for that style of music?
It's not even like we chose
it. It wasn't a conscious decision.
Yeah, sure. We didn't even think about, we want to make music. We were just like, this is what it is.
Each one of us brings something so different to the table.
Yeah.
So
when you put it all together,
you end up with
that's what you get.
Sound,
It sounds amazing. Seriously.
Thanks, man.
Thank you. It's kind of cool though. It's like, what the hell did we just make? Whoa.
Yeah,
it's fun.
For some reason, when it goes through our filter, it ends up sounding way it sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. As I want to talk, Party in the Graveyard, you self-released that in January of 2013. You then re-released that in November, since you were signed by Phil by Raven. Would you say that gave you the big break?
Those songs are definitely...
That's what jump-started it.
That's what jump-started, yeah, for sure.
Momentum and everything.
And we can never ever discredit those songs. It's, you know, it's nice to look back on our past discography and be really proud of it because we worked so dang hard. And that's how I feel about those songs. It's like it was like the roadmap to where we are now. Yeah.
I would say more so those songs and that album than Few by Robin. Like, because that was already, they didn't do anything with that album to move it forward or put it in a bigger platform. It was pretty much
just the album.
They were really, really eager for us to just write a new album.
Yeah.
But we said, no, we have to re-release this album. These songs mean so much to us. It needs to, you know, they need a proper release.
Yeah.
And that's why we really, really pushed for the re-release.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. So there's lots of different musicians out there, and a lot of people who I know look up to you guys, and they look up to like your kind of music. What advice would you give to them on how they want what advice essentially would you give to new musicians if they want to start and if they were influenced by you?
Do something different. Have like confidence and conviction in it. Have something to say, you know, because the biggest thing, like our biggest rule of thumb, if the song doesn't make you feel something, or if he doesn't feel like it could, like I was talking to actually Chuck, Simple Plan's drummer.
Yeah.
He was saying like I think you were there too. He's like, if you don't think that this song can be someone's favorite song, then think twice about putting it out, or like think twice about what you're trying to say, and you don't really want to waste anybody's time. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, if sometimes people ask like, "Oh, I'm starting a band. Do you have any advice?" And you just want to be like, "Have a seat," and like run them through like the whole thing. And it'll take hours, but you know, when it comes down to it, the most important thing is just not giving up, staying consistent. You know?
Yeah, and not letting anybody tell you no, because somebody could have easily been like, why did you put creepy? Why is there howling at the beginning of the year? So why would you put that? And it's like just do what makes you feel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What makes
just
you
have
happy.
fun.
Definitely.
Do what makes you happy. And once it's funny because if you lose that, you kind of like lose sight on what music is all about.
Yeah, that's for sure what it's about. Yeah, music is.
That's not what this life. That's not what this is about. So
yeah, definitely. So last year, I have to talk about this. Last year, unfortunately, Evan Pearce left the band last year due to health reasons. This was a big shock. It was a big shock, obviously to you guys, as I can expect, and it's a big shock to the fans as well. And you guys actually decided to stay a trio, whereas other bands would go finding someone else to go and replace, them. Why did you actually decide to stay as a trio?
Because no one can take Evan's place.
yeah,
Exactly.
it was one of those things where it's like he's irreplaceable in our minds, and you know we're all just so close. So we felt confident to move forward with just the three of us, and that we could handle things and take care of business and continue to write perfectly, you know, in a way. So like, although Evan isn't here with us right now, this isn't the last time you'll be hearing of him working with Ghost Town. So.
Yeah, definitely. I can't wait to hear
He
that.
is one of the founding fathers.
Yeah.
He's one of the founding ghost dads of Ghost Town.
Yeah, definitely. So obviously your music is very, very different, as we touched on earlier. And so obviously you must have had influences yourself to make it. Who were your musical influences?
Right. Well, it's funny because we all have such different musical influences.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew, growing up in like the '90s, like there's a lot of great grunge rock that we were exposed to, and or that I was exposed to, and that my dad would play all the time. And then going into when I found out about kind of like the Warped Tour scene, like that was like the floodgates opening for me, and the older Fall Out Boy stuff, and the Used, and like Dashboard Confessional, and like it just went from one side of the spectrum to like a heavier band to like a really poppy band, like Fall Out Boy and like Dashboard, and like so it was like, wow, there's like so much music at our fingertips, and I think it just all kind of played a part in like me as a vocalist. But these guys definitely have some different influences too.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for that. And you've released 3 albums, and if you were pushed, so say, I will not promise you I'm not going to do this, but say for example you were in a room all together, and someone literally had a gun. I'm sorry, this is like the best way to put this, and the only way for you to stop getting killed is if you choose which one of your 3 albums was your favourite.
Together?
Yeah, well, all of you, just what your personal favourites are and why.
My personal favourite is Evolution.
Evolution.
Just because I feel like at this point in time for the band it's the most accurate representation of who we are, but it might not be our sound forever, but these are the songs and these are the emotions we're feeling right now.
Yeah,
for sure. So
I want to show the after party.
Yeah, that's about
Party in the Graveyard.
So.
all very, very different.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow, that's really good. So thank you for that. So when you go out and you do a gig, as in this can be from past, like your current set list, or it can be from a past set list. There is always, like, from whatever I've heard, there is always like one song that everyone looks forward to playing.
Sure.
What song is that for you, from past or present?
That we look forward to playing?
Yeah, that you look forward to playing, that is your favourite to play.
Oh. I will always and forever love Tentacles.
Yeah.
I love playing that song live.
Yeah, that one for sure. But right now I like playing Down off of Evolution.
That's a good one
I tend
too.
to sing more in the sense.
Yeah.
I would say Tentacles. Not it'll be Loner, because it's just so funky, and it's the most, out of every song that we have, that's the most different, because it's so funky. So I'm just like, yes, I get to funk it out a little bit, just for 3 minutes.
I love funk guitar.
Human though.
Oh
Yeah.
Human live.
This is true.
Fun. It's really fun.
Yeah.
That's why we get to
energy.
play more than one song.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Because I'm like, now that I think about it, like they're all like, there's so many fun songs to play, and there's songs like even like Down where you're like, damn, I move a lot more on this song than I thought I would. Like there's a cool groove, and so.
Yeah. Okay, so you've played possibly hundreds, maybe thousands of gigs in your time, like loads.
Shoot.
I want you to think right now. I'm not gonna trap you in a room or anything, I promise. But I want essentially you to tell me, like, you'll probably may have a majority of decision, or you can like whatever, or you might have your own personal opinions. What would you say was the best gig you have ever performed
In life or as a band?
as a band?
Shoot.
There's
For me, I would say Tokyo, Japan. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was years ago. When we played this, we had a show called Christmas in the Graveyard.
Yeah.
Like there's just some sort of like magic, because like you said, we have in our short span of being a band, we played hundreds of shows, like toured a lot. But there's a certain magic when you're like, it's still kind of fresh and new. Like the buzz that I had after that show was unreal.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, is that the show?
That's when we made Riley dress up.
Chain Reaction.
Is that the show that Is that the show that we used some of the footage in our signing announcement video?
I think so.
Yeah, I think I'd have to go with that show too. It was just insane.
Yeah.
Like everyone was just like.
This is one of our favorite like punk rock venues in Southern California called Chain Reaction. Like it's really like growing up. That's the like one of the venues that we play. Every band goes through there.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Also, we played our first sold-out show ever in London. That show felt really good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where was that? Like, where in London? Do you know what venue?
The small room at the O2.
O2 Club or
Yeah.
something.
O2 Academy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was our first like headline sold-out show. Like it was like a year and a half ago, but it was like, whoa, this is awesome. We're like so far away from where this thing started, and the show sold out, and everyone was
real thing to
excited.
see music
Yeah.
connect with people
Yeah.
halfway across the world.
Yeah, that must have been amazing. Like working on something for so long, and then like to sell out a venue is pretty big. Oh, that's brilliant.
exciting.
Okay, now I'm going to ask you a question that is possibly going to be the hardest question I ask you for this entire interview, because everyone can think that it's very, very different. And this is where I want to come to each of you again. What would you say music means to you as a person?
Dang. I just got goosebumps when you said that.
It's like asking what the meaning of life is.
It's literally everything.
Yeah.
It's literally everything. Like, I have multiple conversations with friends who are musicians, and even anybody who loves music. And I don't know who anybody. I've never met a person that doesn't like music. You know, it's just one of those things that once you have the bug, it's never gonna let you go. Like seriously, it's sometimes as hard as it may seem, and like you don't want to like necessarily be so addicted to it. Man, it is that I can't express it in words.
I feel like, yeah, I mean, whether I'm listening to music or whether there's no music playing, there's always a song playing in my head, whether I know it or not. And I feel like music is that's kind of proof to me that music is kind of like the blood that flows through the veins of like existence. So.
Yeah. I feel like music is, to me, it's my life melodically. Like, I can't, whatever mood I'm in, that's what I listen to.
Yeah.
You know, whatever I think about, that's what I listen to. I have albums after albums that when I hear it, I think back when I was 12. I think back when I was 10. I think back in high school or a breakup, whatever. So it's just kind of like story of my life.
Yeah.
Like, melodically, you know, in my ear, sounding, you know.
Yeah, thank you for that. It's obviously a really hard question. It means a lot to you guys, definitely. So let's talk right now. You are currently touring with Simple Plan. How is it? Like, how is the tour going?
This
So fun.
This is a tour that we'll never forget. Sometimes we're on
such
the
an amazing opportunity.
Sometimes we're on the road for so long, things start to blur together. When you're on the road for like 5 months straight or something, you can just jump from tour to tour. And this is one of those months. This is one of those tours where it's like, wow, like, oh, this is
Who would
like,
have thought, like, 12-year-old self,
yeah.
who would ever be touring a Simple Plan in Europe, in England? Like, it's been unreal, you know?
Yeah, definitely. So you've played all over America last month, and tonight is your first night in the UK for this tour. How are you feeling?
Cool.
UK is like a ghost town second home.
Yeah,
Honestly.
it felt refreshing coming, you know, since that was our first time in mainland Europe, like, it felt refreshing coming back to the UK. Like, oh man, this
Familiar.
kind of feels like home a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah.
And the support and love we feel here,
Mhm.
like, there's like electricity in the air.
Instantly, like, you know, going to these places where there's a lot of people who've never heard of us coming, and then coming here and people like, they're like, Kevin or Alix, and it's just like, oh damn, hey, what's up? Like,
Yeah.
people like know us here, and it's really great. And it's, you know, although it is an amazing opportunity to gain new ghosts and new fans. Yeah.
So now the power for the next couple of questions is out of my hands. Dun, dun, dun. So I have taken to social media, and I've asked on my Facebook, my Instagram, and my Twitter people to send in questions to you. And I've chosen the best few to ask you. So on Twitter we have Chris Graham at Chris Graham1 is her username.
What up?
Yo, Kris.
And she asks, what is it that makes you guys what is it like to see all of your fans like cheering you on? How does it make you feel?
cheering us on.
Yeah, and
I mean, it's amazing. We wouldn't be where we are without all the ghosts.
Yeah, that's what keeps us going.
It's like our music would fall upon deaf ears if we didn't have our amazing family supporting us. So it's like, it's a blessing for sure.
And it makes us feel like, makes me feel like, okay, we're doing something right. Like when I was talking before about how, if you let anybody tell you no, or if you let, you know what I'm saying? And this is just like, wow, hearing the accents and stuff and out in the audience, different accents and singing our songs, like, wow, dude.
Yeah,
cool.
The love is real, and it's throughout the whole world. It's great.
definitely. On Facebook we have Natalia Kopacz, and she asks, what's the most embarrassing thing any of you guys have done?
Oh.
I mean, just on this tour.
Oh God, yeah.
We went out on stage during a Simple Plan set, us and some of the dudes in the bottom line, from some of our good friends. But we went out. Simple Plan had
Is this a fire alarm?
I don't know.
I don't want to.
Right, carry on. We'll carry on.
So Simple Plan sells, I think, their underwear, girls' underwear.
I think they're Speedos.
Whatever they are, we put them on and went out on stage and danced for a bit.
The fire alarm. Right, it's fire alarm, so we will be back as soon as we can.
Peace.
So we have to. My coffee just hit me hard.
Did it?
I'm buzzing right now.
Okay, so in case you might have just realised, we have just been we were escorted out the building because there is a fire alarm. So so we're back in. No one's burned, as far as we know. Everyone's still alive.
Yes.
So
I think Simple Plan started to sound check, and it was so fire that the fire alarm went off.
Yeah. But I don't know. So, right, we were actually going through the social media questions.
Yes.
So I'm going to go through the last question again. So Natalia Kopacz, she has actually asked on Facebook, what's the most embarrassing thing that any of you guys have ever done?
So, as we were saying before, to catch you guys up if you didn't hear it before the fire alarm went off, basically, Simple Plan has these like Speedos that they sell as part of their merch.
Oh yeah.
And it goes with their taking one for the team whole like thing. And us and the bottom line, the other band supporting, we put on these Speedos and we went on stage during Simple Plan's set with towels and Speedos and like that's it. And then at a certain part of the song we just like ripped off the towels and we were like dance. It was kind of, I can't believe we did it. It was a very pop punk thing of Ghost Town to be a part of.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds brilliant. And finally, this is going to link into my next lot of questions. On Facebook, Katie Briggs, she asked, what is your favourite track of Evolution? Obviously,
Mine is Down.
Down.
Down again.
Probably Spark.
Stark. Yeah, the interlude. That was really good as well. There are all some really good tracks. Some of my favourite albums of last year.
It's funny because they're all special in their own way to us.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so let's talk Evolution now. So, third album, very, very, very good. No, like I said earlier, it was one of my favourite albums of the year, last year. I think, yeah. And so I just wanted to ask, what exactly was the concept of your album? Did you have a concept, or did you just go in there like, okay, we're going to make an album now? Or?
We did somewhat have a concept. It wasn't like we sat down and like mapped it out. It just felt, it was just something that was built up inside of us, kind of zooming out from a specific thing to like a broad spectrum of things, and we just felt like we needed to kind of address that and get that out there. And
okay. So now we've actually got your new single coming out called Mean Kids, which is obviously an amazing track. It's one of my favourites of the album. And I want to know, what exactly was that about? Why did you write Mean Kids?
It's about like, sometimes a song can be about one thing to us, and sometimes it's about several things. But this song all kind of stays within the same category of just like messed up people, bullies. You can kind of put it in whatever category, in that same thing, whatever you want in that category. But the bottom line is that there's always a deeper meaning to these sorts of things. That a bully is victimizing someone, but in 99.9% of the cases, the bully is going through some messed up shit as well.
Yeah.
And it's just like two negatives,
Yeah.
And it just doesn't. It's not good. So I mean, there's kind of that perspective, and then there's this perspective of like how the mainstream media pushes out so much hate, and they publicize the worst things, and although like it's good for people to be aware of what's going on, it's like, can we have a little bit of balance and like the other side of the spectrum? Because if you just promote hate, you're gonna get more hate. It's just like
exactly.
So it kind of goes into that too.
Exactly. It's because your song in a way was about bullying as well. Yes, and I've been bullied quite a lot, like really badly. So that helped. That song really did help. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
And I want to something actually I want to show you. This actually wasn't in your questions that I gave you earlier. I want to play something that a fan, her name is Caitlyn, actually told me like in person. I want you to play this. I want you to listen to it. Okay, here we go.
Well, when I first started listening to bands, I was in a really bad state of mind that I just wanted to tell the world. And then I came across Ghost Town, and nearly all of the songs kind of related to me, and I actually found myself saying in the song. And it kind of made me realise that I actually am I think that I won't find my part in this world, and it made me want to live again.
Yes, so that like Ghost Town saved your life.
Yes.
Wow. So, and but can I just say, that is just one person, and I can tell that a lot of different people, like, that's only one person. I know a lot of different people who listen to music. They will be inspired by you guys and with your music. How does that make you feel to hear that?
I just got the chills.
Yeah. My whole body. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. It's just, it's so easy to get like caught up in being in a band, and there's so many things going on, and it gets overwhelming, and then just kind of being brought back to like why we do this whole thing, and it's just really, it's wow.
It's a special thing what music can do for people. It is therapeutic, and it's completely healing, and the sheer fact that what we write, what we create, the words we say happen, to kind of connect with more people than just ourselves is kind of unreal, and the fact that those songs can be what those songs are for us as well. It's an escape, and it's a way just to feel okay and feel better.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it feels like the weight of the world is on top of you, and how am I going to make it out alive?
Yeah.
No pun intended, but like sometimes it feels like it's impossible. Sometimes you just need to listen to that song for 3 minutes and 30 seconds, and for that,
it's that moment.
That point of time, everything's okay, and
and I know Caitlyn's a big fan. So
and it's not, without Caitlyn's support and everybody else out there.
We love you, Caitlyn.
Yeah,
wherever you are.
Love you.
Seriously, without that support.
See, the thing we always try to remind ourselves of is like when and it's things like that like keeps it alive inside of us. It's like people say, oh, like I wouldn't be here without you, or like it's things along those lines, and it's like we wouldn't be here without every single one of you guys. And it's just like it's a two-way street. Like it works both ways, and you guys help aid us and keep us happy and moving forward. And I just love that that harmony, like that connection that we have both ways, and I feel like a lot of bands forget that.
And we're very appreciative of it. We don't take it for granted. That's why we respond to kids. Like, I have my DM open on Twitter, so they always hit me up, or like, you know, reposting what they said, because it's just like why not, you know?
Definitely. Okay, so I've got a couple more questions for you, then we're finished. So, I've spotted recently when I was doing some research on you guys, there's been a pattern with your albums. 2013, Party in the Graveyard. 2014, The After Party. 2015, Evolution. Is there an album in 2016 that you are planning?
Yeah, it's called the Evolution Party.
The Evolution Party,
Yeah.
and then
Oh wow!
We bringing the party back. No, I'm just joking. But we're not sure yet. We do have songs.
yeah.
One thing's for sure is,
to LA to work on.
is that Ghost talented. Never stops writing music, and it's possibly one of the hardest things for us to not put the songs out, because we want everyone to hear them.
We cannot sit on mute. We're not good at waiting to put out music.
No.
We suck at it. We need to write a song, finish it, put it out right away.
Yeah.
That's like we can't sit still.
That's how Gosling started.
That's why we're in a band.
Yeah.
We like writing music and putting it out and cool, you have the album done. Alright, now wait for a year. No!
By then, it's just like, alright, we've done. God, I don't know, it's so weird. We just don't stop.
Yeah,
we got a lot of songs in our phones.
Oh wow.
That we haven't even, ideas and stuff that we haven't even started yet.
Voice memos and simple thing, gosh.
Yeah. Oh well. It's okay if you say no, but can you tell me at least one of the names of the songs that you have written?
A new one?
Yeah, new one.
I don't know if it's going to be released or not, or when it's going to be released. FTW.
FTW.
Yeah.
And is that a world exclusive then? I bet it's got a world exclusive.
Yes, you have.
Yes, we have.
Oh my god, this is fantastic for a first video. Wow, thank you very, very much. And also one more question, where can you see yourselves going in the future, like, as a band? Where would you want to see yourselves?
Where do we want to see ourselves?
Yeah.
Doing this, and hopefully it growing bigger and more organically like it has since we started, and hopefully connecting and growing the Ghost family.
Arena tours.
Yeah. We want to grow the Ghost family
everywhere. Like, I want to go to every continent.
Yeah.
Like, every continent. Like, I don't want there to be a continent that we haven't touched with our music. I want to go everywhere around the world.
Yeah.
We want to get as many like-minded people in the same room as possible. It's so awesome to go to a show and see people become friends who met at a Ghost Town show.
Yeah.
That's freaking cool.
Yeah, as in whenever I've been to gigs, whenever I've personally been to gigs, as in sometimes I will wait outside and just seeing like these bunch of people and like getting to know them, it feels amazing.
Yeah.
It's cool. Yeah, definitely. Well, that's it for my interview. Thank you very much.